I am really tired today, y'all, so I apologize if I look really puffy in this video. I woke up and this eye was just super, super puffy. So what were my breast cancer symptoms? How did I know that something could potentially be wrong? Okay, so in my case, I had a mass, or what is known as a lump, aka a tumor, that was the size of a golf ball. And I think the exact measurements were 2 inches by 3 inches. It was basically the circumference of an actual golf ball. So that's what I discovered in my right breast. And I actually, the first time I felt the lump was when I was taking a shower. It was either when I was taking a shower or after I took the shower and I put on my bra. So when I was taking a shower, I remember like kind of brushing up against it, but I didn't go back over it to assess what it was that I had just felt. But when I got out of the shower and I was putting on my bra, I actually looked down, and the lump was palpable, so you could see that my skin was slightly raised. And then I took my finger and I like pushed on it and it moved. And I'm thinking, why in the world would I have something in my breast that moves? And like I said in an earlier video, to my knowledge, I'm the only person in my family that's had breast cancer. So my mind did not at all go to breast cancer. If anything, it went to, there's just something there and maybe it's like a cyst or something. And I do have a history of benign cysts, one on the side of my neck, and I had a ganglion cyst on my pinky finger that was removed a few years ago, I think back in 2010. And that cyst moved. It was on this pinky, and the scar is still there. And it was a cyst that I could play with, like it would actually move. So that was the first thing that went to my mind. I was like, okay, this is another cyst. So it was a tumor that I found. But tumors, I'm here today to really stress the fact that tumors are not the only symptom of breast cancer. There are many, many women out there who have developed breast cancer and never had a lump. Never ever had a lump. So a lump is something you want to look for and be mindful of, but it is not the only thing you want to look for. There are other types of symptoms, and today I'm going to go over different symptoms of breast cancer. All right, here we go. 1, changes in your skin. So you might see some redness, some swelling in the area in which the cancer is growing. 2, a change in the size of your breast. So the breast that contains, I hate to use the word contains, but the breast that has developed the cancer may increase in size. It may swell up. So you may have one breast that all of a sudden is much larger than the other. 3, you may notice a change in the appearance of your nipples. So some women, their nipples actually invert. And a way to kind of imagine that is imagine something sucking on your nipple from the inside out and it pulls your nipple in. So your nipples become inverted, which is not normal, right? Unless it's normal for you. So I just want to put out a disclaimer that as women, we know that neither of our breasts are the same, right? They're not identical. One breast always looks different from the other. One's a different size from the other. One's a different shape from the other. One sits a little bit higher than the other. That is absolutely normal. However, when you look at your norm and your norm starts to change, and those are the things that you want to be mindful of. So if your boobs are naturally, if one cup is naturally a 36B and the other cup is naturally a 38B, and it's always been that way, okay. But then you wake up one day and you find out that the 38B breast now appears to be a 40B breast, then that's something you want to be mindful of. 4, discharge. If you are having nipple discharge, bloody discharge, that is something you want to be mindful of. That is something you absolutely want to make sure you follow up with a doctor about. Bloody discharge is something you want to really be attuned to and don't ignore. 5, changes in breast color. So keeping in mind, if you are a melanated woman like myself, one of your breasts might actually start to look darker. If you're a lighter skinned woman, one of your breasts might actually if you're a lighter skinned woman, your breast might actually start to look red. So changes or discoloration in your breast skin. 6, flaky skin can be, pay attention, I did not say is, but can be a symptom of breast cancer. 7, skin dimpling. And I'm gonna add, as I'm adding pictures, hopefully the visuals can be very helpful in addition to my words. But the way I kind of imagine skin dimpling, or how I can describe it, is your breast, think about almost like cystic acne and how the skin dimples and it goes in and out and there's the rivets. The same thing for the breast. If you notice that your breast has dimpling in it, that could be a symptom. 8, a lump or swelling in the underarm area. All right, we have lymph nodes throughout our entire body. Breast cancer, breast lumps, breast cancer symptoms don't only occur here that we are familiar with. It can also occur in the chest wall area. It can also occur in the underarm area. It can also occur in the rib cage area, which is why when you are doing your own breast exams, it is important to check all of those areas, which I'm going to go over in another video. But if you find that you have a lump or nodule in the underarm area, please be attuned to that. That could very well, may not be, but could be linked to breast cancer. 9, is that 9? Sorry about my crooked fingers. 9, having a swollen lymph node somewhere in the collarbone area. And so if you notice a swollen lymph node in your collarbone area, this could be connected to breast cancer. And lastly, number 10, heaviness in your breast. Just feeling like your breasts are extremely heavy and uncomfortable, and it is not your normal hormonal related to your monthly menstrual cycle. Outside of your monthly menstrual cycle, through your monthly menstrual cycle, after your monthly menstrual cycle, you're just feeling like your breasts are a lot heavier than what they normally are. They just feel, and you just feel so much discomfort. This could be a link to breast. This could be a symptom of breast cancer. Okay, so those were the 10 symptoms I wanted to share with you all. Those are not the only symptoms. I'm sure there's several others out there, but those are symptoms that if at any point you realize this is not your norm, please make sure that you contact your doctor right away. Please don't wait. You know your body better than anyone else. You know your body better than a doctor does. And unless you truly understand what's happening with your body, you cannot advocate for yourself. You will not be able to say to a doctor, hey, I need this scan because this is not normal for my body. And at the end of the day, I always say that our doctors are miracle workers. They are great at what they do for the most part, but they're human beings first, and they make mistakes and they get tired, and they don't always take you seriously, and sometimes they underestimate, sometimes they overestimate, but you'd rather be safe than have late stage cancer of any type. So if you feel like you have experienced any of these symptoms and you have not seen a doctor, please go see a doctor. That's what I'm encouraging you to do. I am in no means a medical professional. I am not a doctor. I am far from one. But again, as for someone who has experienced breast cancer, and for someone who has had several conversations with other breast cancer survivors and thrivers, these are very common symptoms. And I'm sure, as you realize, many of the ones that I mentioned aren't going to show up on a mammogram. If you have dense breasts can keep a mammogram from picking up nodules, tumors that may be residing in your breast. Anyway, if you have any questions, please leave those questions below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. More videos coming soon. Natty B after cancer.